Hello there folks, my name is Ben, welcome to Shots Fired Airsoft, and today we are doing a shooting review of the G17L by Double Bell. Now this has been a bit of a protracted delayed video, primarily because I've been waiting for the weather to get a bit warmer. Of course typically today it is raining and a bit colder, however we still get decent performance out of our G17L. So it's not a complete lost cause. You probably get away in winter with this with red gas. But if you remember in my original video, I was having a few problems with it. The unboxing of this, if you go back and watch it. It also came with no box. So although we did an unboxing, it was more of a first look. Yeah, we had a few issues with it. The nozzle didn't really want to move too well. It seemed to be rubbing on the piston, the piston head. And so we took it apart, lubed it all, and I've been gradually running it, and I've probably got about 100 shots for it before I started this test. Took it to CQB on Wednesday night, functioned great, and I thought it's time, it's ready. So here we are. Now, the first thing I want to get through with the firing performances is the chronograph. For this chronograph session, I was back on 0.2s. I usually chrono on 0.25s because that's what I shoot the targets with, or target shoot with. So we did that. But this time I thought, no, I'm going to drop it back to 0.2s because obviously the main point of this channel is being a sort of like a review and an opinion channel on the guns. It's difficult to do that when you chrono guns with a different ammo to what everyone else chronos them with. So with 0.2s, this is firing around 320 FPS, which is quite healthy. 320, 330 out of a 17 platform is a lot. It's usually reserved for the sort of CO2 end of the segment. So that is just the extra barrel helping us with more time for the BB being accelerated. And the other thing is these mags give you a healthy kick. A bit like if you use a WE mag, a lot of the WE mags often have like a 20-30 FPS advantage over other mags. If I just wind it back in for a minute, this is my trusty little R17. The mags that come with the AAs are not fantastic. However, it does. It works pretty well, but you'll see if I put a bit of footage on the screen here that this is with a double bell mag in it. It does function fine in Tokyo Mirai guns, but it does not lock back. I'll just say that again, the double bell mags will not lock back in Tokyo Mirai based guns. So this is not a complete Tokyo Mirai clone. As you can see, it gives us very consistent performance, and this is on, I was chronoing this on 2.5s because that's what I run indoors. I don't really want to mess up my settings of the gun, mess with my hop and everything, because this is what I actually use to shoot at CQB as my sidearm. So that's on 2.5s, 260, 250, continuous, consistent, pretty much 300 FPS with a 0.2 out of one of these is great. With the standard mag, this is more like 245, 230 on a 2.5. So you can see that this double bell mag gives us a increase in performance over this Army Armament mag, both in consistency, which is good, it means the round's good, and in overall power. So with that taken into account, I did 3 shooting tests, and essentially I was talking during them, so I'm kind of just going to shut up and let the talk happen as it happens. We didn't get a great short range test out of this, really, but anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and allow Ben to take over.
Okay guys, from my testing with the G17L, I have seen some pretty good results. I did run this in CQB the other day. I've got a mag full and we're gassed up, and we're going to see if we can get on that target and well, see what we can do. So we'll leave that for now. We'll go in and have a look at the target and see what we can see. Right, okay. So really, this was actually me just trying to keep the iron sights on the ball. And as you can see, we're hitting off to the right. I'm going to refill the mag, refill the gas, and have a better attempt at hitting the target. Back in a sec. Okay guys, this is the second shooting test. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more on that target for us this time. Here we go. Okay, on that we're a bit all over the place. The hop is going absolutely wild. When it shoots straight, it shoots really nice. We had sort of numerous in this area here. I was kind of holding on the bullseye though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a few shots outside up the range and see if I can't set this hop to get it a bit more settled, and then we'll see what we can do. Okay, so you're back now with me. Yeah, not a great short range test. We started to get some groupings going. I had to fiddle with the hop a fair amount. The gun is still, even at 100 rounds, still running in. Some of the tolerances in this thing are a bit janky. Every time I fire it, it seems to do something different. However, I went around the corner and we did a long range test. Now, long range tests on this channel are 30 metres and 50 metres. And as I explained in the video, essentially the solar panels are a metre wide, so essentially the metre wide solar units. So 30 metres, I essentially walk past 30 of them, pop my target down, and then 50 metres is, yes, we did fire this at 50 metres, is 50 panels and then drop them down. So these are de facto ranges. We're not done with rangefinders, not done with that, we're done with something that actually measures at a metre across, walk past a certain amount, and that's your range. The whole solar array is 65 metres long, and when I did the G17L test, I had a tape measure laid down 5 metres past the end of the array, and I was stood 5 metres back from it, so that's how I got 75 metres for the G17L test, and we hit targets back there. I'm going to hand over to Ben again. I'm going to edit it as best I can, so that you kind of get my proper reactions to it. And yeah, I was impressed, but I'll let you see that. Back in a sec. Okay, they're loaded, gassed. We're out at 30 metres at the start of the solar panels. In case you haven't been on the channel before, these solar panels are a metre wide, essentially metre by 1.5 metres high. And what that does is if we put the target 30 solar panels away, we are 30 metres. So I'm at line with the front, and we're just going to see what we can lay on that target with the G17L. We are on 0.28s and it is raining, so apologies if it messes with my target cam, but I will tell you if we hit or not. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. Hit to the left. Hit. Hit. Oh, bit off. Hit. And that's a lockback. So yeah, we can do 30 metres. We're not exactly pinging the bullseye from this distance. Should we see if we can do 50? Let's have a laugh. See if we can do 50 metres. Okay, we are reset and we are out at 50 metres. That is a long old distance for a relatively small pistol. Okay, so we're still on 0.28s. Let's see if this little G17L can push a BB out that far to begin with. It can, and that was a hit. Oh, the first shot might have been a lucky one. There's one. I have actually got more hop. I'm just going to wind the rest of it on. So we're going to go max hop and see what happens. We're just dropping short of the target. Here we go again. Just falling short, but it will reach. That was me just being a bit of a useless wazzock with the gun. We're about at realistically what is this gun's maximum effective range. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is extreme. You probably wouldn't even bother trying to shoot with your sidearm at 50 meters, but what is impressive is this will do it, and it will reach out there. I love it when you bang the mag in, it knocks the slide back forwards. Right, okay, here we go again. Hopefully my target cam is still working. Let's see if we get any hits. Oh. The hop in this is actually, you could probably get away with 0.3s or even 0.32s in the standard hop. It's very impressive. I've got a couple of rounds left. We've hit the target numerous times at this distance. I'm calling anything on that board all the way down there a hit at this range, whether it's on the actual centre target or not, because it's very impressive that we are striking out there. The actual range of this pistol is probably closer to 60 meters because they are still lifting and lofting way over the target. Very impressive for a standard weapon. I mean, that one's just gone off the end of the... Okay, not saying great things for the consistency of the hop, but yeah, the last two were not hits. They weren't hits, but they flew over the target and cleared the end of the solar panel array, and that's 65 meters. So you could, if you had a way of sighting this pistol at that distance other than iron sights, you could probably hit stuff at 60 plus meters with this, which is mad. Anyway, back to Ben.
So there we are, tapping targets at 50 meters with BBs ranging over the top past 65. This has got some poke and it has a good hop out of the box. It's not necessarily the most consistent hop, however, I do think that something as simple as popping a better quality rubber in this could make it an absolute sniper pistol. It fires very well indeed. I had no real issues. Gas efficiency is okay. It's kind of on par with like a big metal high capper or something like that. So you're looking at around, you know, 1 to 1.5 mags per gas fill, which if you're expecting much more out of that, at something with a huge metal slide, you're probably asking a bit much, especially over here where in the summer it's like 20 degrees at the warmest. You know, we're not talking about 30-degree heat. The thing I would say about these is they don't appear to be that common. I've had messages from the last video where people saying that they can't find these even out in the east, like Hong Kong, places like that. This came from 6mm. I know people turn their noses up at places like 6mm. The other place that people turn their noses up in the UK that you can get these from is BB Guns for Less. I highly recommend you go out and get one of these, because the chap that commented last from the east was saying that essentially you can't buy these out there. There aren't many of them around. And the only way of having a G17L like this is to buy a prime airsoft slide kit, which is about $300 by itself. Now I paid £85 shipped for this from Hong Kong, from 6mm. For that money, it is a fantastic pistol. It has numerous features that make it somewhat compatible with the Tokyo Mirai, that you could go through this and upgrade. It would be a bit of a voyage of discovery because there are certain parts in it that are different. However, having this barrel length in a Glock is brilliant. It gets rid of so many of the shortcomings of the Glock. Like, kind of, you know, it's quite difficult to get power out of Glocks. It's quite difficult to make them accurate over range. This pretty much solves them all out of the box. It introduces some other problems, but maybe due to the build quality of this gun and the tolerances aren't that fantastic. But the actual design of it's brilliant, and the way it works is fantastic. So I implore you, go and buy one of these just to have one. Say that they're not common. There aren't that many around. I don't know how long they're going to keep making them for. I don't know how long they're going to be available in shops for. Very few places in the UK have them. BB Guns for Less has them at the moment for about 120 quid, way over what I paid, but they have them available. They have pretty much a captive audience. If you want a G17L and you don't want to build one for buying a 17 Glock and then fitting a prime airsoft slide kit for nearly 300 bucks on top of that, it's a $500 pistol. You know, about 350, 400 quid in the UK. Go and get one of these. They're fantastic fun, just to have one in your collection. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that matter. I've been Ben, it's been a Shots Fired Airsoft video. I'm introducing more Nerf onto the channel. I do apologise if that rubs you up the wrong way. The other thing I'm going to do is I've got a Runcam Scope Cam 2 4K camera coming, so that when I do these shooting tests you can actually see the projectile heading down towards the target. I've wanted to do this for ages. They're quite expensive. I finally took the plunge and I've ordered one that will be here very soon. So you will see far more in-depth shooting tests from me. Yeah, so it'll probably be less of me chatting bollocks in front of the camera and more just shooting tests. I've got numerous weights of BB, and essentially what we're going to do is we're going to load each type of BB into each gun and fire them, set the hop up, fire them, see how they work, see what BB weights they like, see what they can't handle. And it's all going to be done in nice high def slow motion footage of us all watching BBs go into the target. With all that said, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.